Hat Hole Home Video.
Come and get it, lizard breath!
Red team.
Bonk.
Bonk is it, yes!
Move a little piece of spaghetti on your overalls.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hat Hole Home Video. Today is a very exciting day. So I realized that I have acquired a few, quality not quantity here, a few really fun little retro video game pickups, some on eBay, some out in the wild. So I thought, why not put them all together in a nice little package and put a bow on it and talk about a few things that I've gotten today. Some things that have been added to the collection. So first of all, I guess we'll do this first. Boxed Super Nintendo games are starting to be something a little bit more on my radar. They're also seemingly one of the harder boxed retro games to get. Sega games, you know, they had nice plastic clamshells, so those are pretty common. NES games in the box, they're not cheap. You're definitely paying collector prices, but they seem to be more plentiful. I don't know if that's the manufacturing, if just more units were being manufactured. I don't know if more kids were into saving the boxes for their Nintendo games, and when Super Nintendo came around, they were a little older and into the garbage they went. I know as a kid I was not a save the boxes kind of a kid, unfortunately. And I'm definitely kicking myself now for that. But it's something that I've been keeping more of an eye on, and when I find good deals, I do pick them up. And one such recent pickup is Populous in the box. I'd been wanting to pick up this game. I know everybody, universally, it's like the worst version of Populous, but I have a lot of memories of this as a kid. I rented it from Mr. Movies many times. Mr. Movies, that should make Derek happy. Now we've got the box, we've got the game, but this also included, and this was one reason that I wanted, that I kind of jumped on this, because I wanted to get Populous, but I also knew that coming back to a game like this that's a little bit more obtuse, I was going to want the instruction manual. So it included the instruction manual. Look, it's advertising The Simpsons and WrestleMania on the back. Ooh. Someone has provided me some codes. Look at that. I love this. I love the idea, you know, the story. You know, if you told me you could have a still shrink wrapped from, you know, the manufacturer copy of Populous still in the box, or a used copy, I mean, let's be honest, I'd probably take the brand new copy just because it's much more valuable. But I love when you get something used and it has that lived-in feel. You know it lived a life. This one also was a complete in-box. It's certainly not in mint condition, but it's got the warranty info. Here's the warranty registration card. Looks like I could get a free issue of Masters of the Game. Receive information and tips on acclaimed. Oh, that must be a catalog. That's not a magazine. That is a catalog. Clever. If I send in my warranty, they'll send me something where I can order more games. Oh, here we go. Is this Nintendo? This must be Nintendo Power. Yes. A little advertisement for subscribing to Nintendo Power. Looks like you could get a 2-year subscription for $30. Yes, please. Should I mail this in and see if they'll still honor it? And then it also included, which this is the kind of stuff that I geek out about, a Populous poster. And then on the back, it's got the poster that is also just an advertisement for all their other games. I love that kind of stuff. I have the Fester's Quest poster from the NES, and it's the same thing. The back just has like ads for other stuff on it. I love that. The next thing I think I'll show you is the big thing. It's probably not going to be a surprise because I guarantee you I made it the thumbnail for the video. But this is, once again, maybe not the most exciting game in the world. I've never played it on Super Nintendo, but I played it a ton on the PC, and it's Sim Earth for SNES. But obviously, the way more exciting thing about this is that it is still, well, one, it's got the instruction manual, because once again, with a game like this, I'm going to want the instruction manual. But obviously, the fact that it's shrink-wrapped from Funcoland, it's used, and when Funcoland bought it used off some dumb kid that was like, this game ain't fun. This game is boring. This game, what you do? You make it a world with a biosphere? It's boring. Give me a fun game. Give me Bubsy. I want to play Bubsy. Whatever that kid, whatever. The point is, Funcoland shrunk wrap it, and then Funcoland was purchased and merged and turned into GameStop in, I think, 2000 or 2001. 2001. I looked it up. Therefore, this would have had to have been shrink-wrapped pre-2001. I don't remember when they stopped really carrying the retro games, like the 16-bit era games, but this is at least 20 years old. This has been shrunk-wrapped. Do you say shrinked-wrapped? Or shrink-wrapped? Or shrunk-wrapped? At least 20 years ago. So I have so many fond memories of Funcoland. It was, as a kid, it was like Funcoland, Shinders, which people who aren't local probably don't know what Shinders is, but Shinders was a comic book store chain. They had a few locations around town. I think they were in the Midwest. I don't think they were just in Minnesota, but they went defunct. Bad management. The owner, who was the son of the guy who founded it, Mr. Shinder, basically was like stealing from the company and, took the money and ran. And I happened to go in one day to my local Shinders, and it was a madhouse. And it's like, what the hell's going on? And the employees had gotten the call that morning that after that day, they were out of a job. That all the Shinders were closing that day. So, understandably, the employees were mad. And I'm pretty sure they basically called all their friends and said, get down here, you can have whatever you want. Like, I'll charge you $1. Put whatever you want on the countertop, I'll charge you $1, kind of a thing. So people were going mental, especially for like the Magic the Gathering cards, all this stuff. It was a madhouse. And by the time, I just wandered in, I didn't know anything about it. So by the time I got there, I looked around a little bit. There wasn't really anything that I was super into. In retrospect, I should have probably just grabbed just a ton of old comics. I should have just grabbed a big box of old comics. But yeah, there wasn't really anything for me to see. And there were people running around to all the Shinders around town, just whatever they could grab. It was like a madhouse. But yeah, in any case, that was a weird diversion. But Funcoland, I have so many, like I said, so many fond memories of. And to find this little artifact on eBay for a very cheap price was incredibly cool. Obviously, it was cheap because nobody really cares about Sim Earth for the Super Nintendo. I'm excited to play it. I'm guessing it's not a great port of the game. I mean, the game's not like that wildly cool to begin with. Now, see, now I'm downplaying the game, but I was making fun of the kid that probably sold this to Funcoland for it being boring. It is boring, but I like boring games. I like strategy games. I like Earth sim kind of games. So Sim Earth, probably a game right up my alley. But no, I don't know if I'm gonna open this up or not. I'm still on the fence. I kind of want to do a live stream of it and open it up on the live stream and play it. But then a part of me wants to like just preserve this forever. So I don't know. We will see. And then finally, some pickups in the wild. Speaking of Nintendo Power, that's right. At my local half-price books, they had a ton of Nintendo Powers. They probably had this many. A stack like this. They wanted good money. They wanted collector money for a lot of it, which I'm not really looking to pay. Last time I found a big stack of Nintendo Power at half-price books, it was like $2 a piece, and that was perfect. These were much more expensive. They wanted $20 a piece for a lot of them, $10, $15 a piece for a lot of them. So I got the few that were under $5 a piece. I want to say it was like $4, $5, and then maybe this one was $8. But in any case, I went with the cheaper ones, thankfully. They were actually the lower issue count, which is kind of what I wanted to nab up. These are all from that era of transitioning out of the NES into the SNES, which was really a phenomenal time because they were still making NES games. They were making great NES games like in that 91, 92, 93. But then the Super Nintendo was really hitting the scene big, and there was a lot of cool stuff there. And then there was a lot of cool stuff on the Game Boy at that time too. So we've got Batman Returns, which, I mean, you put Batman, but you put Michael Keaton Batman on the front of anything, and I'm going to want it bad. So you've got, I mean, we're not going to look through the whole thing. Ooh, is this Syndicate? Ooh, the lolly. Oh, it's Shadowrun, but that's still cool. Got a bunch of a Shadowrun walkthrough. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm not going to flip through this whole thing, but there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I love looking back. Oh my God, look at this. There's behind the scenes for the Mario Brothers movie. Back when they were still proud of it before it came out. Oh, that's cool. These are some sweet behind the scenes photos. Look at that. There's Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo playing their Game Boys. I'm sure they did that all the time for real, and that's not just something they made them do for publicity. You got, look at the Goomba behind the scenes, how the Goomba head worked. That's awesome. And then we have the WWF. This is my worlds colliding right here. 80s wrestling and Nintendo Power. Jackpot. And we've got a Legend of Zelda comic book. That's cool. Ooh, golf on the Game Boy. Very exciting. Ooh, Super Nintendo oh my God, look at, see, this is the kind of stuff you love. Super Nintendo Technology Update CD-ROM. The SNES CD-ROM that we never got. And here they are talking about it this is gonna be the next big thing. And then it just went away. Super cool. I love looking through this old stuff. And then we've got Robin Hood, volume 26. So I think this one, I looked it up, and I think this was actually from 89 or 90. It was before the SNES was coming out, and they were this issue really hypes up the SNES, or the what was the SNES called before? Oh, see, here's this cool thing. I'll show it to you. Well, you got Samus on one side of the poster, but then the other side of the poster it's getting you pumped for the Super Nintendo games that are coming. It's like, this is the future. And I noticed, like Zelda: A Link to the Past, it just calls Zelda 3, which I thought was kind of cool. And Hole-in-One Golf is down at the bottom, that's my favorite golf game of all time. And I think it ended up in America just being called Hole-in-One Golf. But down here, it actually calls it Jumbo Ozaki's Hole-in-One. And I think he's a famous golfer, like a pro golfer in Japan. So yeah, it's really neat to see just those little changes. I don't know if you can see the Zelda, how it says Zelda 3 there. But I love those little things that, I should point out too, it has a massive walkthrough for the Game Boy version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which will actually be very helpful, because I've been trying to play that game, and I have been kind of stumped. Like, I play the NES. I know how to play the NES Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I've beaten it many times as a kid. But the Game Boy version is different, and I have never really been able to wrap my brain around it. So this will genuinely be very helpful. But yeah, I love looking back through, the news and the rumors, and now having the hindsight of looking back and knowing what did happen, what did come out, what didn't, what changed. It's really neat to look back on these little time capsules. But yeah, so there you go. A bunch of old school gaming additions to the collection. We'll definitely be playing Populous on a live stream sometime soon. I don't know if we're going to be playing Sim Earth. The relic hunter in me really wants to keep it in the plastic, but then that thing in me that's like, keeping it in this plastic is like not allowing it to live. It's not allowing it to serve its purpose. It shouldn't just sit on a shelf. It should be played. It's like the Stinky Pete in Toy Story 2, Toys are meant to be played with. Toys aren't meant to sit in a box forever. So yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted. I've been looking around. It's not an expensive game, so I might just get another copy of it that I can play. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I will leave it there for today. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Obviously, hit subscribe, hit like, hit the bell, and just go nuts in the comments. Comment on everybody's comments. Make friends in the comments. Always be commenting. A, B, C. Always be commenting. So in any case, you know that whether you are a dirty dog sleeping in the sun or an alley rat eating up the night, that you are always welcome here at Hat Hole Home Video. Bye-bye.